I'm like a dad that fucking hates it.
Hi, welcome back to my favorite podcast. I'm one of your favorite co-hosts, Aaron and Sweeney.
I'm your favorite co-host. Don't fucking talk to me today. Side Turner.
My favorite co-host is actually Ty's computer.
Fucking.
Yeah, we filmed about like kind of halfway. Kind of, it depends on how long the podcast is. We filmed like 10 to 20-ish minutes, and we had some technical difficulties. Ty's computer forgot where it was for a moment.
It left.
He had to delete everything that wasn't just like the core of the computer.
Yeah, I just had to delete my entire computer.
Yeah, the whole thing's gone.
Holy shit.
So we're talking today about dreaming, lucid dreaming, dreams, cool shit, nice stuff. This conversation was sparked because I had a really weird but interesting nightmare last night, and I was telling Ty about it, and I was like, oh hell, let's make this a podcast. So
can I tell you about my nightmare first?
Yeah, tell me about your nightmare.
My nightmare is that we're fucking recording solid gold material, and then we have to just throw it all in the dumpster and set the dumpster on fire because my computer decides to cook itself the fuck out.
Where are your reality checks? Check the time.
check.
Your sister shows up next to you.
My hands are normal. It's real. Okay, well, if you guys can't even understand what we're talking about because you missed all of it from the last one, but we'll tell you, and then later in a minute you'll get it. Aaron, tell me about your dream, your nightmare.
So here's a fresh recount of the dream. In a nutshell, I had a dream where we were in a world, this world, and like weird portals were opening up.
In a world.
And there are these portals that like we don't know a lot about yet. We just know that if you look into them, you get sucked into them, almost like black holes, but smaller. So I'm watching this YouTube video of a guy who was filming a black hole that opened up in a pool, and my girlfriend noticed that there was like one of these portals, and it was opening up on like the side of my pinky finger for some godforsaken reason. And she tried to look into it really quick. It was kind of cloudy, but like it looked like almost like a projection of us, like kind of in the future, but like she looked away. The next day she looks back and it's like a lot more clear, and like I can't see into it because it's at this angle where like if I look into it, I just get like the edge of it because it's like, I don't know. I can't even explain it. Someone's like, you could just turn your hand. I'm like, it's not that simple.
It's holographic.
I turn my hand. What?
I said it's holographic. It's like one of those baseball cards. You can only see it from this angle.
From one angle. Exactly. So I try to look at it, and all I catch is like a glimpse of like the corner, and it just reflects back my own eye at me, and I'm like, okay. And my girlfriend looks at it the second day when it's a lot more clear, really quick, and she sees like the outside of like our apartment. And she sees me. Well, she says that she sees me in it, but like I'm all like bloody.
But you don't believe her?
And then
is that why you say that?
Yeah, I'm like I was in denial. My explanation was that I was like, well, maybe it wasn't me. And she's like, no, it was definitely like she described the surroundings, and it was definitely you. I'm like, okay, well, I was planning on going for a bike ride today. Maybe it's just like maybe it's my future. Maybe I'm gonna fall off my bike. I'm gonna get hurt, so I just won't go for a bike ride, and it's all solved. But then the next day, when she looks into it again, we both instantly get sucked into this like other portal world, and we're inside our apartment, but everything's just like a little messed up. And I look over to like where my cat's food bowl usually is, and instead of his food bowl or instead of my cat at all, there's just like this crayon drawing on the wall as if like a kid drew it, but it looks like distorted. And there are all these words around it that kind of like mock me and mock how much I care about my cat, but also imply that like something horrible happened to him or something horrible replaced him. And then I realized that like kind of maybe could have been sleep paralysis, because from where I am in my bed, I see my cat's food bowl, and I realize I'm like, oh wait, I'm exactly where I am asleep. Oh wait, I'm asleep but awake. And then I like pried my eyes open and like got myself to move, and I was like, fuck that. But yeah, it was very scary. Right before I woke up, I felt this like mounting of like something, like, you know, that anticipation. Anyway, it was real shitty. It's because I took melatonin. I was trying to like fix my sleep cycle. I slept for 1 hour and it was nightmares. So
oh, buddy.
Yeah, great, good stuff. So anyway, in a nutshell, that was a nightmare. I'd written it on Twitter and stuff.
Fucking spooky. I have come up with a title for that if you decide to turn it into a movie.
Sure, what is it?
Or whatever you want to. You can call it That's So Craven, because it's sort of like Vision-esque, but also creepy as shit. So like little Wes Craven vibes in there. So,
it sounds like something that's so crazy. You know, like the raisins.
like that cranberry juice.
Oh, you don't have those there. Oh yeah, cranberry juice. Yeah, yeah, like raisin cranberry juice. Anyway, so that got me to thinking.
So shit got spooky, and then we started talking about lucid dreaming and
sleep paralysis. And shit, because when Ty was just a wee lad, he used to voluntarily he trained in the art of lucid dreaming.
That's
but
right.
Then started having really spooky sleep paralysis, and I'm still waiting to hear, like, did you have like demon sleep paralysis? Like, what was your sleep paralysis like?
Oh, I've had all kinds. So I will start with like the first one. We did go over this, so this is going to be another one of those where like I'm telling you something that I already told you. We'll just take turns with that until we catch up. At least we're a lot more efficient this time. We're only 7 minutes in. We're almost,
we're making good time.
We're almost caught back up on our content. So fucking first sleep paralysis I ever had, I was like a preteen, maybe like a young teenager. I was young. I was in middle school. And I was laying in bed and I heard like this loud whooshing sound that it sounded like a spaceship landed outside of my house. And I started hearing these like disembodied voices all over my head, like whispering and also speaking, but I couldn't understand it. And I was like laying in bed, there's a wall over here, so there like shouldn't be voices coming from, like sounding like they're all around me and stuff, but like not in a cool way, like in a scary way. Because I have heard
the cool way
well, it reminded me of this one time that I was on a hallucinogen and I heard like bongo music and like voices singing all around me, and I was like, oh, this is cool. But this time was not like that. So
there were no bongos.
There was no bongos. It was only creepy whispers. And I had never experienced sleep paralysis before, so I didn't know why I couldn't move or why I couldn't scream. And I thought I was being abducted by aliens, or like that there was a fucking devil in my home trying to take me to hell. And that was like way before I actually wanted that to happen. So I was like, no, dude. And finally was able to move and screamed, and then got up and turned on my light. Nothing was wrong because it was sleep paralysis, but nobody was home. And this was at a time where I lived like in a trailer in a field surrounded by forests, and then there's like 6 different dirt roads you have to take just to get like to my house. We're like six dirt roads away from any sort of pavement road, and then that would lead to a highway, which would lead to maybe one other person somewhere down the line, because that's how far away from society I lived. And so I was like,
and again, I thought all of Arkansas was like this, but I'm learning today that it's not. So Ty doesn't live in a field,
right?
That's news news to me.
Now I live in an abandoned church.
Better, much better. Yeah,
way cooler.
Go on.
Sometimes I hear hymns. I found this, or where was this? I have this hymnal book that I got somehow, and it has songs in it that we used to sing when I was in church. And I was just kind of going through like seeing the ones that I could remember. And the one that I remember the most is called Trust and Obey, with lyrics such as, trust and obey, for there's no other way to be happy in Jesus than to trust and obey. And I was like, we used to recite this weekly. Like, no wonder, I don't know. I don't want to get in. But yeah, so now I live in an abandoned church. It's like a full whole ass cult, but hey, whatever works for you. So yeah, that was my first sleep paralysis experience. Nobody was home. And so I had to wait. I like stayed up all night and waited for my mom to come home because she worked nights at the time. And I was fucking terrified.
I mean, sleeping alone at home when you're a kid is like terrifying no matter what, in my opinion. But I could only imagine if you live in the middle of a fucking field in the dark. Nah.
And I had no idea what sleep paralysis was. So like after it happened, I didn't have any comfort of being like, oh, it was just a dream. Because I was like, I was awake and I couldn't move or scream. Like, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So you're like, that actually happened? What the hell? Yeah, no, that's pretty spooky.
You.
Shit, I forgot what I was going to say. Sorry. So I'm like still out of this. I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to say.
I want to know what your favorite, or what, not your what's your favorite sleep paralysis? What was your first sleep paralysis moment like?
The first sleep paralysis I remember was I was in my bed, like my fucking twin bed, when I used to share a room with my brother. And I looked over at the window because I heard noise. And I think I've told you this because you're like, oh, that's from this horror movie. I was like, okay, nerd. Just kidding. I saw someone coming through the window, but like as if the window were morphing to the shape of them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Nightmare on Elm Street. I love that. The latex wall.
Here's the thing. I've literally never watched Nightmare on Elm Street.
That's funny because it's like,
watched it.
It's a movie about a serial killer that can only kill you in your dreams. So
yeah, I
avoid
know.
that.
Yeah. Thank you. It's my favorite part. He literally had no idea, but yeah, I dreamt that and I couldn't move. Anyway, and I like pried myself kind of out of it, which sometimes you kind of you're like, let me just try and open my eyes. But the thing I remember most vividly and that it always stands out to me the most in my like sleep paralysis dreams and in all dreams actually, I could literally never scream. In my dreams, no matter what, I can't scream. I can't raise my voice. It's almost like I don't have a voice, and I've realized I don't think I've ever spoken in a dream. Ever. So, yeah, it's a really weird... I do things in my dreams. I think things in my dreams, but as soon as I try to open my mouth, I can't speak. I can't scream, and that's usually the scariest part. Anyway, and I woke up from that, and that's the first sleep paralysis dream I could remember.
I don't think that I ever hear my voice in my dreams. I feel like I talk, but it's not like real talking. Like I just communicate with people without like actually speaking. Yeah, I think so. That's weird.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a weird thing to think about because I'm just like, I think it might be a little more common than I think. So I'm like, I don't think I speak in my dreams because I don't think I use my, like I'll walk or whatever in my dreams, but otherwise it's like my senses are attached to my sleeping body. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, yeah. And so like, that's another reason why I think maybe, do you ever have like fighting dreams or like dreams where like your strength is tested in some way and like no matter how hard you try, like you can't hit or like you can't run. Yeah. Like you can't like perform physical things and you're like, what is wrong with me? Yeah,
exactly. My girlfriend actually said that like I whimper a lot in my sleep. I'm like, oh, good. That makes me feel great.
Oh my goodness.
So, yeah, you whimper like a big old baby. No, just kidding. But she says that like I like almost like whisper scream a lot in my dream, like a sort of like yeah, which is scary.
That's
and
scary.
If I were her, I would have definitely drowned myself in holy water by now. But God bless, she hasn't. Good old.
The thing that I do that scares Christy in my sleep that I didn't know about until like adult life because of not really sleeping with other people much. I laugh in my sleep, like I cackle in my sleep, and I've woken myself up laughing before where like my friend will tell me like a really funny joke and I will laugh to the point where I wake myself up and I'm still laughing, and like then I'm like, wait, I don't even remember what was funny, and then I go back to sleep. But like I laugh like it's not my actual laugh, because your real laugh is, or like what you talk to someone and you laugh, it's like you're doing it. But when you're laughing in your dream, it's just like the noise that your body thinks is a laugh, and it's not accurate. Like it's bad.
It's like gurgly,
yeah,
horrible.
It is. Yeah. It's like an actual horrifying laugh. Or sometimes I'll just like kind of chuckle quietly, and she legit, like the first couple times I did it, she woke me up. She's like, "You're scaring the shit out of me. You're just like laughing, and it's 2 a.m. Stop." I was like, "Sorry."
Yeah, that you've done that in the hotel. Just like fun fact, you chuckled in your sleep and I thought you were fucking with me, and I only now know that you weren't fucking with me.
You thought
you flat out.
Oh
yeah, I thought you just like you came in like way later than us and like you got in bed and shit, and then like I don't know, half an hour passes and you're chuckling but you're not on your phone, and I'm like,
oh my god.
And then I just sort of like chuckle back, so I'm like, haha, maybe I missed out on the joke. I'm like, oh, you were just fucking asleep.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Well,
all right.
I'm glad it didn't scare you.
I usually like. I try to pretend I'm in on the gag when someone's laughing. I'm like, haha, yeah. I was like, what the fuck is happening?
Even if it's in my sleep.
But yeah.
You're like, oh, that was a good one.
I know that I talk apparently in my sleep, but like my mom told me, because I was always afraid of sleeping alone because I'm a baby. So I'd turn around one night once apparently, and turned to my mom and like grabbed her face and told her, I'm gonna give you a makeover. I'm gonna make you beautiful. And I fell back asleep. And I don't remember ever doing that. But that's apparently really common. Like my girlfriend has said it, my exes have said it. I'll just turn around, say like some completely incoherent phrase and fall back asleep. It's like, oh, good. It's like, I'm gonna make you beautiful. Give you a makeover.
I'm gonna make you beautiful,
cool.
mama. Oh my god.
I hate shit like that. I hate like. Do you have any of those where like, I don't know, when you were a kid, like my mom would wake me up and be like, oh yeah, you fell asleep on the couch, so I woke you up and I took you to your room. And I'm like, oh, I didn't get to say bye to whichever guest was here. She's like, of course you did. You had a conversation with them. I'm like, I don't remember, and I don't like that.
Yeah, no.
Has that ever happened to you?
I have that all the time. If you wake me up inside, I can't wake up. But I legit, like, there's a total difference. I will be awake, but like I'm not like consciously awake, and that is something that my whole life, and I'm mean. I'm extremely mean. If you wake me up and not fully wake me up, I will just like Christy. I'll be like, can you wake me up in the morning? She'll be like, no, I'm sorry. I'll try once, and if you don't get up, I'm not gonna keep doing it because I'm hard to wake up. First of all, and second of all, if you do, but like don't really get me up out of bed and like get me fully awake, I'm mean. I'll be like, fucking, I fell asleep on the couch the other day and we were gonna go swimming, and she got me up and she woke me up but not fully, and she was like, hey Ty, you fell asleep, are you wanting to go swimming? And I don't remember saying this, but I was like, no, I'm tired, it's my day off and I can take a fucking nap. And then I went back to sleep, and then she didn't wake me back up. Like, it was like 4 hours later I woke up, I was like, are we not going swimming? She's like, apparently not. I was like, I'm so sorry. And I've done that before where like my parental figures, they'll try to get me up, and I'll just be mean. Like I'll be like, I'm seriously, I don't know. I'll just say something that is just extremely rude, and then I won't remember it until I wake up, and then they'll be kind of like, you know, they'll have their feelings hurt or they'll be pissed off at me, and I won't know why, because then I wake up in a great mood, because like I like waking up. I like having my coffee in the morning. Like I'm not necessarily a morning person when it comes to time, but I am like a waking up and starting my day person. And so then I wake up all chipper and happy, and then everyone's like, okay, like, fuck you,
like
Ty,
half
you're an
hour
asshole.
ago, you like,
yeah, like you just
like,
chewed me out.
Fuck
like
themselves.
Yeah, you're not my friend. So yeah, that's what I do, and I feel really bad.
I hate that. I hate not remembering, like full on. Like one of the things before I had surgery was I was like, I wonder, like I've had surgery before, especially like when I was younger. And the thing that stuck out to me the most was like not remembering, but like having conversations like, oh yeah, this happened before surgery. I'm like, but I don't remember. So when I had top surgery, I was like, I'm going to stay conscious until the very last minute.
Oh my God.
And it was weird because like I was forcing my brain to stay awake, but my body was like falling asleep. But the first thing that like goes away is like your eyesight. Anyway, it was really weird because like I was there, I could hear, but I couldn't see. And then my hearing was more muffled, but like I was still awake. Then I was like, you know what? Let me let go of this because I don't want to be one of those people who has surgery and is awake for the whole thing but can't move.
Yeah.
So I just let myself go because I realized I was like, oh no, this is what I'm doing to myself.
Yeah.
I was like legitimately forcing my mind to stay conscious, and I felt my body paralyzing. I was like, no, fuck that. Fuck that.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did that recently. I had a CAT scan, and I'm extremely claustrophobic. And I was in the open scan, but even the open one is just like a slightly bigger tube that your whole body still gets put in. And I stopped, like he's like, here you go, get on the table. And I was like, no, I'm an open CAT scan. And he goes, this is our open CAT scan. And I was like, okay. And I get on the table and they fucking put me in the tube. And so I just started, my sister had told me, because I had talked to her on the phone about it before I was going, like, I don't want to fucking get in this tube, fuck this tube. And she was like, here's what I do when I have to like do something really difficult. And she's really good at that. Like she's about to run a 200-mile marathon, and she was on Naked and Afraid and like lived in the wilderness with nothing for 21 days. So she's good at like mentally like making herself like push barriers and shit. So I was like, okay, I trust your advice. She told me to count down from 10. And then when I get to 1, just start over and then just count down from 10. And it helps her because like she has anxiety. And so with her, things like, I think probably with a lot of people have this too. timers, or like if you start counting down like in an urgent way, even if nothing's going to happen, like she gets anxiety from it. So I think doing it in like a peaceful way helps her to like pace it out, I guess. I don't know. But I did that, and I asked him how long it was going to be, and he was like, it'll take about 20 minutes, this tube. So I started at like 1959, 1958, and I got down to about 16 minutes, and then I was fully like, I didn't need to count anymore. My body and everything was asleep. My mind was still fully aware. I could still hear everything that was going on, and I knew what was happening. But I had like put myself into some like meditative state and was just like, okay, I'm fine. Like, I know I'm in this tube, but I'm not even worried about it. And so I think I know exactly that feeling, and I've done it once before.
It's weird. It's useful.
Strange.
But it's not something I'm going to do right before I have surgery. I'm like,
oh God, no.
Oh. Because it's very strange. Like, even for surgery, it's like there's anesthetic, and it puts you to sleep, but it's not the same as like there are people, it's like if your brain is awake, you're going to feel things. You don't feel anything because they're forcing you into unconsciousness. It's not because they're like, your nerve endings are still there. So I'm like, no, we're not doing.
Not fucking with that. So
fuck that shit. So don't do what I do. Just let yourself fall asleep when you have surgery. Don't be like, I'm going to stay awake till the last moment. I could fight anesthetic. You can. You shouldn't.
Oh God, that's creepy to know that maybe that's literally the reason why that happens to some people, is that they like just don't really fall asleep fully.
Well, yeah, if you like keep your brain awake, because anyway, your brain falls asleep because the rest of your body's falling asleep. But if you're like actively keeping your brain awake, then like your brain's not sleeping, is it? So yeah, it's like sleep paralysis, except medically induced. Fuck that.
No way. Well, that's kind of how. Sorry.
I was going to try and segue back into our topic, but I'm terrible at segues, so I was going to just do a bad job.
Oh, well, that's kind of what I was doing too. I was going to say that's a lot like whenever I was teaching myself to lucid dream, a lot of it is like letting everything fall asleep and like having like certain cues for your body to know that like it's time to go to sleep, but still keeping your mind like active. And it's not necessarily like, I never had a smooth transition where I went from knowing that I was awake to immediately knowing I was asleep. But because I kept myself aware for so long, once I was asleep and dreaming, it was like, okay, now, like I would have a much easier time recognizing that, which is sort of the main step of like lucid dreaming is recognizing that you're dreaming in the first place. That's why we talked about in the last podcast, in this one, the deleted version of this, what are they called? Like reminders.
Reality reminders, checks, something you called, you had like a word for them. Reality checks, there you go. Yeah. And I was talking about how my brain's an asshole, and reality checks don't work for me because there are so many times that I have a nightmare and I go through all my reality checks and I'm like, fuck, I can't believe this is actually happening. I can't believe this isn't a nightmare. What the hell? And I can't wake up, and then I wake up and I'm like, goddamn, like, foiled again. So it's like, I'll try to like check the time. It shouldn't be the same time, like whatever, the time change, but I'm like, the time is passing normally in my dream. Everything is totally fucking normal. And then I wake up and I'm like, but it felt so real. I had every reality check and it still felt real. So I'm like, oh man, what if I'm sleeping right now?
You might be. Well, if you can remember like how you got here, or like basically if you remember like the last hour of your life, you're probably not sleeping. And then if your hands look normal, looking at your hands is a good reality check, because usually in your dreams your hands look all kinds of fucked up. If you look at yourself in the mirror, you'll usually look entirely different. I have these, and then sometimes I'm not tipped off by them. I'm just like, oh my God, when did my hair like grow 4 feet? That's so cool. You know, like I had one of those the other night where I looked in the mirror and my hair was like down past my waist, and I was like, okay, tight, new look.
The horrible indicators of a dream for me are that my worst fears can come true. So the things I test, let's say if I test the door to see if it's locked, it doesn't matter how hard I try to lock it, it'll always open because it's my brain. Obviously, if I try opening the door and I think like, oh shit, well, it will open, because the lock is only, it's figurative, it's imaginative. I'm imagining the lock, and just the way I'm imagining the lock, I can make the door open. That's usually how I know I'm dreaming, except it's usually because there's an intruder or something, and then I just think the lock is broken, and Or like I'll like my teeth, like I had said in our last take, I have EDS and my teeth are all very loose and soft, and I could lose a tooth very easily and they move easily, and I've always been afraid of losing all my teeth. In my dreams, I just lose my teeth very easily. I like, because in real life, I'll check my teeth sometimes to be like, is this tooth in place? Is it cool? Like, I check it. In my dream, when I check my tooth, it'll actually, like, it moves a little too much, and then they'll all just kind of come out easily.
Oh, I hate that.
So when I test them, they're actually just like, I'm like, oh shit, okay, that one's loose. And like, it's like, these are things that could happen to me in real life. They're things that I check for every day, except in my dream, it's always the worst scenario. And it's just, anyway, fuck my dreams. But yeah, it's also my reoccurring dreams are always like, reoccurring nightmares more like it is that I can't lock the doors. I can't. And my teeth fall out. And I can't scream for help. And I know that those all sound like really stereotypical things, but like, what do you want? It's not a novel. It's just my nightmares. So shit. Yeah.
Well,
I mean, obviously I know the answer because like, it's everyone, but like in dreams, you know, sometimes you'll be like, this is my brother. It's like people you recognize from your real life, but then you wake up and you're like, that looked nothing like it's not in your dream. They have the role of someone, but like, they're not actually that person.
Yeah,
that happens a lot, and I don't know why, and I don't get it. Does that happen to you?
Yeah, it's basically like your brain doesn't really remember people's faces very well, like as like that kind of stuff. That's why when people like lose their sight, and I only know this from like watching Molly Burke, but like visual things, like remembering what colors and look like and stuff like that, go really fast because like your memory like of your sight stuff is I don't know the science behind it, but I think that's why like with faces and stuff in your dreams, you can just kind of your brain will just kind of put a placeholder there, and then as long as you think like this is so and so, you're gonna go with it because those details and stuff. God,
that's so weird.
Yeah,
it's like video game texturing. You know, like there's a 3D model, and then they apply a texture, and now that's all I see, and I'm like, oh, I'm just picturing like a badly applied texture to my girlfriend's face.
Yeah.
It makes sense. I feel like as an artist, not to sound like I like to suck my own dick all day, but like as an artist, I feel like that's something I had to work on actively to be like, let's say I could draw a line. If you like, I look at a picture of a line, I could draw it. I could draw it quite realistically. But if you're like, right now, draw me a line, I'm like, what do lion ears look like? Yeah. Are they on the top of the head? Are they on the side of the head? Are they in the mane, in front of the mane, behind? I actually don't know. Draw a zebra. What does a zebra snout look like? So you actually, at least for myself, I start to study things a little more, and I have more of a tangible grasp on like what they look like. Like I could draw a human face. I could draw the human body a lot more easily now because I know from memory what things should look like.
One thing that I always did as a kid, not really even knowing what I was doing, but if I would see something or just like looking, I would always trace the shape of different things, like the outline of them. And then like, as I'm doing that, I would like move my hand with it. Even if I wasn't drawing, I would just like, if I'm looking at my vape, I'd just like draw the outline of it, you know, while I'm looking at it. And then later I'd be like, what was that? Okay, that shape was there. And I wasn't even like, I don't know, nobody told me to do that, but that was just a method that I used to try to get myself to do what you're talking about.
That's in art, that's called blind contouring.
Oh, cool.
Contour drawings are when you do the outline of something. Blind contour is when you're looking at the object and you're having your hand trace the shape that your eyes are tracing.
Okay. Yeah, so I'd do that when I wasn't drawing, just if I'd be like, maybe I want to draw this later. So I would just kind of mime it out, and then later I'd be like, what was that shape? That's interesting. But yeah.
It is interesting. There was something I was going to say, but I don't fucking remember.
Let's go back on to sleep paralysis.
Yes. And lucid dreaming. Lucid dreaming is
I
don't remember if I said it in this take, but sometimes I could lucid dream like kind of effortlessly if it's like in the morning, right when you're like, when you're like waking up and you're like, I could definitely fall back asleep right now. I could like kind of, it's like I'm programming, and it's like, oh, I'm going to dream about this now. And I just sort of like, this is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm initiating that dream. I'm like, this is what it's going to be. And at night, in like a Stranger Things 11 kind of way, it's like if I have like background, like white noise type thing, nothing creepy, but just like a show, and it's like too low to actually hear or make out what they're saying, I'll take those sounds and form them to be whatever it is that fits what I want to dream about, and it'll kind of like ease me into a lucid dream pretty
really
easily.
Cool.
I don't mean to do it on purpose. I usually lucid dream to not have nightmares, because otherwise I have nightmares. The only way to not have nightmares is to actively fight my brain. I don't know. I have a lot of intrusive thoughts. I don't even know. Nightmares are scary, man.
Do you control your dreams from within your dreams? Do you change things and summon things or fly around?
Sometimes. It's like there are two different versions of it. One of them is almost like I'm like a programmer in the Matrix, and my dream is the Matrix, so I load the program and then I go into it, but then it's kind of like things happen, and I have some control over changing things. Like I could will, like I said, like with the door, like I could will some things even if I don't want them to. It's more like there's my conscious mind and my unconscious mind. And my conscious mind is playing a role, but my unconscious mind is also being a dick. So my conscious mind could be like, okay, I could do this, this, and this. And then I'm like, but I want that door to lock. And my unconscious mind is like, would be a shame if that didn't happen, though. So there's that.
Yeah.
And then there's a full lucid dream where it's just like, it feels almost like less lucid, well, more lucid, but less, I don't know how to explain. In full lucid dreams for me, where I'm in control of everything, it feels like my unconscious mind is actually asleep in the background.
Yeah, yeah.
Whereas the other lucid dream, it feels like my conscious mind is awake with my unconscious mind, and
you're
we're just
kind of
in this
dueling
reality.
it out. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas the nice ones are just like my unconscious mind is like, peace out, it's asleep, it's not participating. My fears are, I'm in control of them. So,
Well, being lucid in a dream is mostly just like knowing that you are dreaming, and then where dream control comes in is like that's when you can start like changing shit for real, and that stuff is dope. Like whenever I was first learning to like control my lucid dream and then control my dreams and shit, it would be hard because you realize you're dreaming, you take all these measures during your waking life to do reality checks at certain times and stuff, and then something in your dream makes you lucid, and then it's like, holy shit, I want to hold on to this, because it's really easy to forget that you're dreaming, and it's like learning to control it was so fucking weird, because you get so excited and then you want to like do stuff. One thing is, if you feel like you're losing control of your dream, spin around and like picture your surroundings that you want to be, just keep spinning and then open your eyes, and then that's usually good at like keeping that control and keeping that lucidity. Because I think you're right. I think it has a lot to do with like the awareness is like what part of your brain is actually like dormant at that time. And so that's why too, when you're learning to control it, it makes a lot of sense with like my unconscious mind and my conscious mind, because the parts that I'm trying to control, I still have to fully, wholeheartedly believe that what I'm going to do is going to happen, or else it won't. If I have any doubts, it won't happen. And so I know that 100%. And some days I will be like, it helps to be extremely sure. But if I'm not, then I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna, like I'm gonna open that door. I'm gonna open that door. I'm gonna open the door, and then it won't do it. But sometimes like a gesture or something to just like make it happen will happen. And then other dreams, I'll be like, I'm gonna fucking fly onto my roof. I'm going to skateboard off of it. I'm going to summon a wolf. I'm going to ride that wolf. Like that's all shit that I've done where I'm just like, and now I want to be riding a wolf, and then boom, I am. And it's just like wild shit. I had one where I was in this store. I was at this cookie shop, and I was like, I don't want cookies, I just want cookie dough. And the girl's like, I can't sell you just cookie dough. And then I became lucid, and I was like, oh shit, okay. I turned her into cookie dough and then grabbed her face and ate her cookie dough face.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So it's like shit like that. It's fun.
That makes such a good comic. That's such a like illustrative visual.
Yeah. Or ones where like if I'm in like a store or a mall lucid dreaming, those are the most fun, because it's like all the shit that as a kid I thought about doing but couldn't because of reasons, like we live in a society. I just skateboard through the mall, or like run around and like climb on shit and throw clothes all over the place, just like go wild, have animals come through there. That's one of the most fun things, is like summoning animals. like random animals that shouldn't be there. That's what I'm into.
Like Jumanji style.
Yeah. Dum, 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 dum. And then a hippo comes up.
But like, do things ever happen in your lucid dreams that you didn't consciously summon?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, well, that's there now.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah,
because that's how mine become nightmares oftentimes. Where I'm like, it's all good. And then it's like, oh, wait, the mall's on fire. Then I'm like, fuck, now I have to deal with this shit.
Oh, wait, there's a secret Russian base under the mall. Fuck. Yeah, I have those too, and I think that's where like you were saying with the different parts of your brain, like shit is still like there's still dream stuff going on, but it's almost like you're combating it, and like it's like you have superpowers. You're not creating the world, but like you have like things in the world that you can do. Yeah,
you're not as vulnerable as you would be in the real world. You're like, well, I could do all this shit, and that's kind of like how you deal with it.
And like navigate it, yeah. I have some where like I'll be lucid dreaming and then be controlling the dream and then completely forget all of it, and then bad shit starts happening and I'm like, hey, you motherfuckers, I'm dreaming. You made me forget, and then I'll get back in control and like save the day. And that's pretty.
Did you ever get like feel physical pain in your dreams, but in real life? I can't tell if that's because I have chronic pain, but like so many times in my dreams I'll be like horribly injured and I feel it and it sucks. And I'm like, and it's always like really gruesome, like obviously, okay, like trigger warning gore description, but it's like I have a lot of like what's it called, not torso pain, abdominal pain, because of my many useless organs. And like I'll be like cut open in my dreams, all kinds of fucked up shit, and I'm like, this sucks, it sucks. And then I wake up and I'm like, it still hurts. And, you know. Or like my legs, so many times I'm in my dreams, I'm like, well, there they go. But it's because I have so much pain in my legs that even when I'm sleeping, you're not supposed to feel it, but here we are. Right. You know?
Oh yeah. So. I had a one of mine that happens a lot is I'll have dreams like if I drank and then I went to sleep, when it's like close to time for me to wake up, I'll start having dreams that like I'm just drinking like huge glasses of water, just one after the other, and they'll look really realistic too sometimes. Like the other day I had a dream that Christy brought me a bottle of water to bed and I drank it, and I woke up and I was like, where's my water? She's like, what are you talking about? Because I wake up like from being hungover, I wake up super thirsty, so I have all these dreams where like I'm seeking out things to drink. So it's probably like a similar thing like that. Pretty much every time I drink, I have a dream of me like drinking water or orange juice the next day. And I had one.
Those are like.
Go for it.
Go ahead. I was just gonna say, it's like, you know that like you really have to pee.
Yeah.
But like you're asleep. It's not like I didn't have to pee when I went to bed, but I'm in my dream and I'm like, all I want to do is pee. And no matter what happens in the dream, you can't seem to get to the bathroom, and it's just the worst. And then you wake up and you're like, I have to pee right now.
Yeah.
No, those suck. Those suck a lot. I'm very happy I have never wet the bed as an adult. I don't know if I did as a child. I don't remember. But yeah, those suck.
I did like a year ago. I had one of those dreams that like I was like, I had a dream that I went to the bathroom in my house. I had a dream that I got up and went and sat down on the toilet in my home and pissed. And then I woke up and it was like warm and I was like, oh, that's piss. I had to wake Christy up.
Sucks.
I was like, hey, I just fucking peed the bed. And she's like, what? I was like, I'm sorry. It's only happened once as an adult. It was funny.
Oh no.
She was really sweet about it.
Okay, does this ever happen to you? Because like there's lucid dreaming, there's dreaming, and then there's, I don't know if I'm awake right now. And you're in real life, you're awake right now, and you're like, I could be dreaming. That used to give me full-on panic attacks when I was a teenager. And to this day, anytime I'm peeing, there's like a good 50% of me that's afraid that I'm actually just asleep somewhere peeing myself.
Pissing the bed.
Every time.
That is funny.
Every time. I'm like, what if I'm peeing myself? Because my dreams feel so real, and I try all those reality checks and they never work, and I'm like, I could be peeing right now in my bed, in someone else's bed.
I have this...
I don't know.
I have this thing that's like... I don't know what to call it, But if it's like a hot summer day and like the sun is really bright and I'm outside and I'm walking around, I don't know if it's my vision. I don't know if it's because my body's used to not getting a lot of vitamin D. I feel stoned as fuck. Like I'll be out in the sun walking around and I'm like, holy shit. I'll be like, sometimes I'll literally have to think, did I eat an edible? Like, what did I do that made me feel this way? And it'll be nothing. Like I'm sober. But that's actually pretty frequent. Like I've been playing Pokemon Go and I'll be out and about and I'll be like, I need to go home because like I feel fucked up right now. And it's just from being outside. And so a lot of times I'll be like, I'll have to be like, am I dreaming? And it makes me do that a lot. I'm like, am I stoned? Am I dreaming? What is wrong with me? I don't know what it is, but it's interesting.
Dude, that happens to me all the time.
You get that?
When I leave my house, I'll be like walking to my car and I'm like,
shit looks different, right?
I'm like, am I really here? And I'm like, I can't drive like this. but I didn't do anything. Yeah, you didn't do I'm just outside.
Why? I can't drive like this. I feel that so often. Yeah.
But like nothing happened. It's just I'm outside. My brain is like, fake.
Yeah. I feel fucking high. I'm like, what is this? I gotta go home. Oh my gosh.
That's a big reason why I can't get high, because like the only comfort I have when I feel those moments and then I feel like I'm gonna panic is like I'm literally not high. But if I am high, then I'm like,
you're like, oh no.
I panic.
I can't do anything about this.
No, I must be too high. Not that I can't remember the last time I got high. I was like 19 maybe. Ew, 19-year-olds. I'm joking. The face was because someone was like, oh, that's like 6 years ago. But yeah, no, I can't. Because even now, I'm like, I'm talking and like, because I'm like a little sleepy, I'm like, am I awake?
Oh yeah.
Might not be. But I'm not panicking because I'm like, I'm not high. So there's not that fear of like, oh no, I'm too high. I'm like, nah, I'm just tired.
I had
just me.
I had a fucking dream. I'm sorry, you reminded me of what we were talking about just a second ago with things happening in your sleep from being in real life and stuff like that. I had a dream that I was smothering and I couldn't breathe, and then it ended, and I had another dream that I was running and I couldn't catch my breath and I was looking for my inhaler and I kept using my inhaler but it wasn't helping, and then that ended, and then I had like a third dream where like I was underwater and I couldn't breathe, and I finally fucking woke up to Christy's cat on my back, and I had been laying face down into the pillow, and I think I was just like barely getting any air. I was like, why did my body not wake me the fuck up if I've been here like this for like long enough to have 3 different dreams about not being able to breathe?
Oh my god.
And it was the cat that woke me up. Like, I'm like, what if this cat hadn't woken me up? What a fucking cool yeah. Thanks, buddy.
Right? You're just like, shouldn't there be some sort of adaptive trait to not, suffocate in my fucking sleep? Like, haven't we gotten to that point? And your body's like, no, this is fine. You should probably just pee right here.
It's like, take a leak.
This is good.
Oh my god.
Just, by the way, I found us a quiz.
Oh, okay, sick.
It's a BuzzFeed quiz, and it is, how old are you based on your sleep? How old are you? Fuck. How old are you based on how you sleep?
Okay. That sounds fun. Let's check that out.
I'm going to link it, even though I know it's not going to help, but just for me so I know where it is. Why is the thumbnail a drag queen? Whatever. I'm not going to ask.
What time did you fall asleep last night? 5 a.m.
Which time?
Yeah.
Do you sleep like fragmented like me, or do you have like one long sleep? Because I have like 2 or 3 very distinct
that's
sleeps.
hard. It's hard to have like those multifaceted sleep schedules. Some people do that on purpose, and I can't. It's like the perfect recipe for being tired all the time. I don't have
unproductive
a set
entirely.
Yeah. I don't have one. I don't know. I sleep whenever I'm too exhausted to be awake. It's not a good look.
I'm going to put... Okay, so what time did you fall asleep last night? The answers are pretty early, before 8, around 9. I went to bed at around 10 p.m., sometime around 11. It was definitely after midnight, and LOL, I haven't slept yet. Yay.
I'm going to go with I haven't slept
technically, that's
yet.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like 2 a.m. where I am, so that means it's like 1 a.m. where you are. What did you do before you slept last night? I read a book and relaxed. I did my beauty regime. I watched TV until I passed out. I got me some sex. Okay.
Nice.
I got him such a 7-year-old. It's just the way it's written. I got me some sex. Okay, cool. Sex. That one question. I had a glass of wine I had a glass of wine to unwind. I sat on Twitter and got lost in a cat video spiral. I mean, I sat on Twitter, but it wasn't a cat video spiral.
I literally didn't do any of these. I came home at 5 a.m. and laid down and fell asleep. Oh, you know what? I put The Office on, so I'm gonna go. I watched TV until I passed out.
It's either Twitter or usually I play Wordscape. Wordscape helps me sleep for some reason.
Oh, cool.
Anyway. Cool. Good story. Climactic.
No, I just meant...
Good content. This is quality stuff.
Cool. Listen, I have 0.25 brain cells left. I have as much brain cells as my computer has memory right now. I need to go delete some of my brain. I'm going to go start my car inside my car.
Describe how you slept last night. I slept like a rock. Beyonce could have been wailing on the bottom of my bed and I wouldn't have known about it. It's a bit enthusiastic. I slept brilliantly and woke up refreshed and energized for the day ahead. I slept on and off throughout the night, waking up every couple of hours, and life isn't fair.
Oh, there you go.
All right, hey, what's up? I had strange as fuck dreams, which have made me never want to sleep again. So that's cool. Wow, could I have 2?
Yeah.
I didn't sleep a wink because my significant other was taking up 3/4 of the bed. So now I'm thinking about getting a divorce. Karina wrote that one. I didn't sleep because I hate myself, and I'm paying for it today. All of these are personal attacks on me.
I think you should go with the strangest fuck dreams because that one's like the most significant.
All right, cool. Yeah, that's true.
Like that went with your situation. I'm doing I slept on and off throughout the night, waking up every couple hours because life isn't fair. Because I did. Yeah, nice. I woke up. Well, I just kind of kept making myself go back to sleep, and then I ended up like sleeping through the day. Because every time I woke up, I had like really bad anxiety, and I was like, I don't want to feel this, and this isn't going away. Like because I drank, so I was like, this is because my levels are off, and I need to just wait it out, and there's nothing I can do to make it better, so let's sleep through it. So that's what we did.
Glad you woke up and felt better.
Thanks.
What time do you wake up at on the weekend? Joke's on you, it is a weekend. An unholy hour, aka before 7 a.m. 8 a.m. because my body clock is killing my soul. Before 10 a.m., so don't judge me. Barely make the morning, but I wake up around 11 a.m. Morning, ew, no, I wake up in the afternoon. It's the weekend after all. Then I don't sleep during the weekend, so I have no waking up to do. I mean, I woke up... First, I woke up at 4:20 a.m. I'm not kidding, because my watch tracks my sleep, so I was like, nice. And then I fell back asleep at like 7 a.m., and then I woke up at like noon. So I guess I'm the morning, ew, no. I guess I'm that person.
Ew. Okay.
Even though I love waking up in the morning, but whatever.
Well, I mean, you don't have to base it on today, if today was an isolated incident. Because I'm going with 10, because that's where I usually am. Like, I've tried to fix my sleep schedule as much as possible, and recently I've been, like, doing well with it until last night and tonight, lol. So, I'm going 10, fuck it.
Okay, cool. I'm going to put 10. 10 is usually my, like, regular, natural waking up hour.
Yeah.
If I sleep in.
Hella.
What's the first thing you do in the morning? Check my phone and reply to my messages. Have a look at the news to see what other horse 2016 has in store for us. Oh, 2016. You don't even know. All the coffee. All the coffee, and nobody should talk to me before this happens. I jump straight into the shower to wake myself up properly. Morning sex? No. Wash yourself first. Turn off my alarm clock and go back to sleep because no.
Without even brushing your teeth? Morning sex? Sorry.
Just, like, not even brush it, like, just wash. I'm sorry. I'm
your
very
genitals.
Touch, smell, everything repulsed. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, no, we need to be very clean.
Yep.
I would say I check my phone and reply to my messages, except it's not messages, it's just Twitter.
Yeah, totally. So. I'm going with coffee.
Cool. What time's a lie? Actually, listen, one of these options should be I take my medication, because that's the one. What do? I roll over and try and shove my medication in my face. Okay. What time's a lie-in for you? What does that mean?
I have no fucking clue. What?
Okay, it says, I don't think I've ever had a lie-in. The other one is, I'm lucky if I ever get to 8 a.m. My body clock hates me. If I reach 9 a.m., it's a miracle. I don't know. What am I even...
I'm Googling lie-in.
It's not a lie-in. What's a lie-in?
Oh, it's like sleeping in. Okay. How late do you sleep in? Weird.
Is it even a lie-in if you don't make it to the afternoon? If I sleep in, I sleep until like noon. It would be like my late.
Yeah, I can sleep until like 3
so I'm
p.m.
Go with the brunch. No, that's sad.
I know.
Not. I'm saying like I love the morning, so I get really sad when I sleep until noon. I'm like, fine, whatever. If I didn't sleep last night, fine. But like otherwise, I get really sad when I miss the morning.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
How many hours of sleep do you need? I survive on 5 hours or less a night. That's the one for me. Oops, I clicked it. Oh well, there goes my results. I didn't get to read the other answers. Sorry.
The other ones is 6, 7, 8. I need as much sleep as I can get, more than I'm getting. I do 7. What'd you get? How old are you?
I got early 20s, which is, I'm in my mid 20s. I'm 25, so you stay up late and then complain about how tired you are in the morning. Wow, fuck you. But that's not going to stop you from falling into a cat video spiral on YouTube tonight. Okay, who wrote this? Your cat video spirals. It's not a thing anymore.
Yeah, it's been a minute, and it was never really Twitter.
Maybe it
anyways.
is. I don't know.
I got late 20s. You love sleep. You just don't ever seem to be getting enough. You always need a coffee during the week to perk you up, and you live for the weekends so you can have a super long lie-ins. Lions.
A lion.
Is this British? Who did this? Holy shit.
Huh? What?
I'm dreaming of a functional computer. Just like the one I used to know.
I'm gonna bring you a hamster in a wheel.
Thank you. That'll do
I
it.
hope it'll help.
Yeah, that'll speed up my shit significantly.
At least it's not my internet anymore. So
yeah. Oh, dude. Okay.
This is a weird time in the day for me because my brain isn't working, my medication is gone, but my physical ADHD is like.
It's like, let's go. I'm ready for it.
I'm like kicking. I'm like, hell yeah. But also my brain is like, let me sleep. So it's a strange time to be awake.
I feel that. Hey guys.
Anyway.
This has been our Lucid Dreaming / whatever the fuck else podcast. I hope you loved it.
Tune in next week for more of this.
Yeah. Extended version.
Love you.
Bye.